Good evening, Crash Clinic, and huge apologies. We've had some more technical issues. I've just been so busy since last week. I didn't have time to find out what they were over the weekend, but I have found them but I haven't got time to fix it all before this week. So I've actually 10 minutes ago been recording this. So I am live. I will be watching this so I can comment, of course, also. And yeah, another week has flown by. Don't know where the time goes. Just seems to get faster and faster. Is life getting harder for accident repair centres? Certainly feels like it. And there's been a lot of stuff I've been reading this week. A lot of things going on, which I'll cover shortly, of course. It was great to go down to the UK Garage and Body Shop show, although I don't think it was enough for body shops, but there you go. Met some great people. There are some great people in this industry, of course, which is always good to catch up with them. So if I saw you there, fantastic. And it was lovely to see you, of course. The ABP currently or have got together with insurers to create what is called a market sort of guide in our industry. Not sure whether I agree with it. Are they the right people to be putting such a guide? Because I think at the moment our industry is in real turmoil, and especially when it comes to pricing, parts, labor. You know, I think we're way off the mark, if I'm totally honest, at the moment, which I'm pretty sure you guys do. But there is no way of finding out what we think is a guide because no one is really coming forward enough to put a guide together. I'd like to have a guide put together by repairers, not by anybody else. We are the repairers, so I would like to do that, something I'm still desperate to do. If you want to get a copy of my chart, I'm after you filling it all in, and then we can share information. And I think we should be telling each other what that guide is. I'm happy to even hold a meeting on it where we all get together with our forms, where we filled out all the rates and what we think we should be charging, and try and create some guide, even if it's just to find out how far away from it we are. Who knows? Anyway, that's just something I wanted to do. I'm after your opinions. Do you think the ABP should be the people to put this guide together? They're an online magazine, are they governing body? I don't think so. So should they really be putting forward rates for us? I don't know. They may be trying to do good for us, but are they actually doing any good for us? I don't know. How many repairers were there? How many independents? How many insurers? How many? Who knows? But again, it's all about the repairers. It's not about everyone else is making loads of money. You don't see insurers declaring that they're loads of them going bust, although there's a few. But you never see them declaring losses or anything like that. So I don't know. Again, it's all out for debate, guys and girls. The ABB body market guide is due to come out shortly, I believe. I believe they're trying to speed it up. It's going to be interesting to see what's in there. I can't wait to get my hands on that, to actually see what they've done, what's increased, and is it going to fix the industry? Hey, interesting. Let me have your comments, of course, because I find that really interesting for us all. And I'm interested in what you have to say about that. Anthony Hurd popped up this week with a nice little article about basically about engineers knocking things off estimates. Now, that's something that we, funny enough, had happen this week. Again, I'm interested in your comments, guys and girls, because I'd like to know what kind of things are you having knocked off your estimates? Again, something we should all be looking out for. We've got to start working together, guys and girls, because we had, I mean, on Anthony Hurd's one, he said somebody had, I can't remember exactly what it was that they knocked off. I think it was taking things out. So was it corrosion? I think it was out of a panel. Or we had somebody trying to take off 10% of a inherited cost, which we're allowed to charge, but they're still taking it off. It just shows how you have to check things. And again, I'm really into your stories and your comments, guys and girls. I'd like to know, have you had similar things where engineers are trying to knock off things off your estimates? Because realistically nowadays, with Aditex and all the estimating systems we've got, should they really be doing so? Don't know. We've got guides and methods, and got a funny story for you about that as well coming up in a little while. Anyway, interested in your stories on that, guys and girls. It's a nice thing to discuss, because I think engineers in the old days used to be a nightmare to fight with. Are we still fighting with engineers? Are they still taking lots off your estimates or removing things that should be on your estimates, let me know, please. I'll when I get back live from next week, we can have some live debates on these kind of points, which I'd like to do. So that would be interesting. Anthony made me laugh, of course, he always does. He actually put in his post, why don't I Love Claims NBRA and the ABP interview Anthony Hurd? That would be interesting, Anthony. I'd love to see it. Come on, guys, get forward, give him a shout and interview him, and let's see what it's that would make a great watch, to be fair. Although maybe I should interview Anthony Hurd. Maybe Anthony should come on the show. Me and you, I'm pretty sure, would have some great debates and some great chats about the industry. Yeah, that would be fantastic. Another one today I saw is Tim Kelly did an article on that separation anxiety. I didn't get to read it. I've only just saw it this afternoon. Funny enough, I was going to try and read it before I did came on to the show. But of course, I had some technical issues, so it put me back a little bit. What I did sort of get on or note from that, and I will be reading it before next week, was it talks about why don't repairers challenge their contracts and their rates. Very good points, of course. Again, Tim always does. He's always there to sort of say about insurer contracts and those kind of things. Well, it's probably true. Why don't we challenge them? Interesting. So I'm going to read that article before I comment about it. But again, if you've read it and you've got some comments to make, please make those comments on what Tim brought up there. It'd be nice to have Tim back on the show very soon again, of course. Time for a catch up. But we're all so busy all the time. It's madness. This industry's great fun. I'm about to look into, which was funny enough, that's why that caught my eye, Tim, because I'm about to look at all of my contracts. And especially because following a heartfelt post from Terry Monaghan from PJ Rhodes last week, where he's kicked into touch one of a long-term relationship contract that he's had, because obviously the way costs are going and everything else is going up, it's no longer viable for him. So a very brave but very brash thing to do. Do we all agree with it, guys and girls? Is this coming to this now where we need to look at our contracts? And if we're not making enough money, I think I pointed out last week, it may be better repairing cars and selling them yourself because things are getting so bad, or are they? As I say, life is getting harder is life getting harder for the repairers? It's you guys I'd like to hear from, because we can share the information between ourselves. Crash Clinic, the site is growing. The members are growing, of course, even on here on LinkedIn. So we want to share those stories between ourselves, guys. So please get involved and please comment, because if you don't, we're not going to learn anything. And it's all about learning and sharing information between ourselves. So yes, this coming week for me and next week, I'm looking into my contracts. I want to know what parts discounts we're giving, what labor rates we're actually achieving at the back end of it, and what's gone up and what has, what else is now, because our costs have gone up. We had a job, I think I mentioned it last week. Somebody asked us to take a job on. They wanted a £60 fee, and they also wanted to take 15% off our parts. Well, it was a Mazda that we only get 10% off. So straight away, I was going to be losing a fortune before the job even came in the door. So obviously it was a bye-bye, no thank you. And if they're the kind of contracts that are coming in your door, maybe it's time to say no. And if we've got more and more repairers sort of having to stand up and say, sorry, can't take that contract up, it doesn't work, then surely people have got to start looking at their contracts, what they're providing to us, the repairer. So that's going to be interesting again, guys and girls. I'm interested in your opinions all the time. They're the opinions that I want to share on the show, of course. So please do let me know. Finally, I'm going to sort of finish with a discussion that we in our repair centre have been having today, funny enough, all about aftermarket parts. Now, we all know that there is a parts problem. Somebody last week, by the way, sent me a message with a link of where to get some parts from. It was a fantastic message. Please, I tried to find it today. I couldn't find it. Please send it me again. That was awesome. I really wanted to look into that. But yes, we've got, what we found is you've got OEM parts, you've got genuine parts, you've got the copy panel parts, the good copy panels, and now the green parts. It's all well and good. I wanted to have a discussion on green parts. What providers are allowing it, what providers aren't allowing it, and because it is getting to the stages where we need to do something. And I'm very, very interested, guys and girls. Are you still having these major problems on parts? Because we've even had an issue where we couldn't get a part. So we decided to go non-genuine. Of course, we're going to tell the customer, etc. But we spoke to the insurer was fine. We spoke to the customer was fine. We then went to order the part. We couldn't even get it non-genuine. Even they couldn't get the parts. Now we couldn't get genuine. We couldn't get non-genuine. And we couldn't get it green either. So we're actually getting to the stages now where we're stuck with parts we just cannot get. Doesn't matter which way we turn. So that was just one for me. So I'm just sort of trying to look down the line, really, guys and girls. Is this problem getting worse, getting better? What is happening out there? Are the big boys buying, parts that they know we're going to run out of and storing them? We also had a conversation about insurers. Insurers need to step in now and help repairers by funding something to do with these parts, because it's getting crazy. I'm interested in what you say. Please put your comments on there. I'll probably do an evening where we just discuss parts, because I think it's so bad. But I'd like to do a live one. Probably pull a couple of people in on that as well. If there's anyone out there that can help get parts, that can help source parts. I couldn't believe we had that problem. We couldn't get it genuine. We couldn't get it, copy panel, and we couldn't get a green part. So crazy. But there you go. This is the kind of things that's happening. We also had a BMW this week. Now, I'm led to believe in the methods. Once you have something wrong with, there's 3 brands. It's BMW, a couple of others, where if you have a intolerance in the suspension, the damage, you have to change the steering rack. So we've got a couple of jobs where we know it only needs the leg. The steering rack has been on back order for 3 months. We don't know, still no time or delivery date of this steering rack. We know it only needs a leg. But the methods have now said in BMW that if you get some damage to the suspension or steering on the front, you have to change the whole lot. So we've had some damage on the suspension. The rack is fine. We know it only needs the leg, but we've got to change the lot down to the methods, of course. But they can't supply us the rack. 3 months. We still don't know when we're getting it. We've got 2 of these. Have you got any problems like these sitting around again? All these are problems that add up. Is it getting worse? Is it going to get better? If there's any main dealers out there that are watching this, please tell me, do you think it's going to get better? Are we having any signs of it getting better? Parts people, parts suppliers, anyone out there, help us, talk to me, let me know. Even if you know if it's getting worse, if it's bad news, we need to know really as an industry what's going on. And I think we're a little bit in the dark at the moment. So I'm kind of intrigued and also really interested in what you guys have got to say. What's happening in your area? What are you doing about it? Is there any more stories like that where, we just can't get a part? There's a couple there. We can't get a steering rack for a couple of BMWs that are stuck there. We could fix the car really if we just put a leg in it. We've got the leg, but we have to change it due to the methods. We have to change the steering rack. So again, that's 2 cars we could finish if we didn't have to follow those methods. We know it's fine. Strange one. And of course, all these aftermarket parts, copy panels, it's getting really interesting. I want to know, are you having a problem? Please let me know. Please drop us a comment. This is something I'd like to discuss in greater detail, but I need people to come further forward, of course. If there's anyone can offer any help, please let us know. Very interesting times. Is life getting harder for us repairers? Please let me know what you think. I think it is. I think it's getting really tough out there, not just with the rates. It's down to there's plenty of work, but it seems to be twice the amount of problems that we used to have to deal with. We were even discussing that maybe insurers should be putting up money to help towards parts now, because we're an industry that they need, of course, and the winter's not too far away, coming again. So they need to help us. Anthony Hurd said on his post this week that more and more repairers are going bust. Is that a true fact? That's not knocking you there, Anthony. I'm just actually saying, does anybody else know of any more body shops going bust? I know just before Christmas, a big one in Atherstone went, which wasn't horrible to hear. Is anybody aware of any more sort of going? Because this is desperate times. We need to be out for each other here, and just interesting to know, of course. So I'm going to leave it at that, of course, because I'm sat here in a very hot room. I need to get some aircon for next week so I can go on a bit longer. I'll be dying of thirst in another few minutes. So yes, I want to hear from everybody. Interesting times. And maybe we need some more people to come on the show, discuss a few things of what are happening in our industry. I'm interested in your opinions. Do remember that. Please join Crash Clinic. If we want to help get stronger together and get better together, then, you know, we need to come together to do that. Sorry, I was just saying, wasn't I? Nearly lost it then. It's because I'm so hot in here. That the insurers, we were discussing that maybe they should help by buying parts or help funding the parts. And then we had the conversation that we knew if they did that, would they give you a discount? Well, actually, they should still give you a discount because we have to hire a partsman to look after the parts, because we have to have an area to store the parts, and we have to look after them. There is a cost to this. But interesting again, will insurers ever do that? Am I just dreaming happily away? Probably. But yeah, this industry needs major changes in it. I think we all need that. We all know that. We need to come together at least. Like Anthony said on his last post, he believes he's the only person doing something about it. I don't believe that. I believe lots of people are trying, but they're just probably trying in the wrong way. We need to come together. I'd like everyone who is trying, come together, come onto this site. Let's have a chat. I'm here to talk to you guys. I'm here to share information between repairers. I'm not here just for us. Absolutely not. I'm here about the industry. It's the social network for independent vehicle repairers. If life is getting harder, drop me a message. Let's talk. If it's not, don't bother. Just leave it be, and we'll all fade away down the line. But I don't want that to happen. I want to talk. Please get in touch. Please drop your comments in, and I'll see you next Tuesday, because I'm absolutely sweltering in here while I get some aircon for next week. And we will have fixed, so we will be live. Although I'll be in the background now watching this live. If anybody comments, I will be there. But next week we'll be live. Because I'll have fixed the technical issues. Take care. Have a great week, everybody. And we'll see you soon, because it looks like there's quite a few motor shows coming up at the moment and body shop shows. Then there's one in Coventry again soon. And there seems to be a couple of others popping up. So we'll see you then. Anyway, take care. Have a great week. Please comment. Please get involved. Take care, everyone. Wishing you a healthy and prosperous week. Take care.